If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 8% using promo code Inception at checkout. Okay guys, so we're going to be talking about the gameplay refresh. Honestly, there's a lot of notes here. I haven't looked into any of it, but I'm going to be real with you guys, man. I think a really huge patch is definitely needed for this game. I think this gameplay is like really uninteresting. And this goes for like a lot of people that generally play this game in the beginning of the year, because the way they introduced like roles and the way they introduced some of these gameplay mechanics and the way that the game is on console, which is in my opinion complete trash, a lot of necessary improvements definitely need to be done. So we'll see what the vibes are. It's crazy, man, because like I was just playing Marvel Rivals right now, and like going into the game optimization wise, low settings for everything, focus on performance, and that's all I had to do, and I could play the game properly at 300 frames. It's insane, right? Very well optimized game. They definitely deserve all the good things that are happening to them because it's a really fun game, right? But we're gonna be talking about FC. We're gonna be talking about this gameplay patch because I haven't seen any of this. I've been very uninterested in FC, to be honest with you. This year I'm at like on a string, to be honest. It's at like 0% capacity. But yeah, the gameplay refresh update will soon be available. Blah blah blah. Major updates to core gameplay systems like passing, shooting, goalkeeping, and defending. So you're basically changing the whole game, which is good because what we were playing for the last 4 months, to be fair, is trash, right? More offensively fluid gameplay, enabling you to move the ball easier. Good. Reduced tacklebacks and AI interceptions. Okay. So gameplay. It's weird when they add that up here when it should be down here, but yeah. Made the following changes. So significantly reduced effectiveness of first-time lofted through passes. Don't mind that whatsoever. Those 360 no-scope ones are super cringe. They're still effective. Like it's so weird when they do patches because there's so many times, and you guys know this, there's so many times where they say that they adjust something and you go play the game and it's just like, where? You know what I'm saying? Like those first time lofted through passes are super cringe. If they're natural ones that work out, that's great. But the first time ones, you guys know what I'm talking about. Might as well be in the FaZe clan, to be honest. Players are now able to provide quicker support when they are familiar with their role. Players are now able to provide quicker support when they are familiar with their role. Increased intelligence of attacking and supporting runs made by AI teammates, whatever that means with roles. Improved AI teammate attacking run quality when trying to beat the offside line. Yeah, that's a huge one because your players love to be offside in this game. AI teammates can better hold their runs when near the line and get back onside more quickly. That's good. Improved effectiveness of inside and advanced forwards. They can move farther up the pitch. They can better evaluate when to run into space or occupy a position. Offensive players can now operate in attacking spaces near other attackers instead of stopping their runs. Offensive players can now operate in attacking spaces near other attackers instead of stopping their runs. Yeah. Increased accuracy of shot speed from inside the box for regular and finesse shots. Good. Very good. Slightly increased accuracy of low difficulty regular and finesse shots in the box. This has been for years, buddy. Like this one. Oh, if you guys watched my older Rants video, I think the one I made like 4 years ago, I'm like the one shots whichever year it was where they actually got the finishing down, but they still didn't get down the chip shots and the finesse shots. If they just fixed the chip shots and the finesse shots that year, best finishing we ever had in the game, 100%. But they're adjusting the finesse shots, so that can mean anything. You know, maybe it's significantly better in game. We will see. So that's good. Offensive players can now, so increase accuracy and shot speed, accuracy of low difficulty and regular finesse shots in the box. Slightly increase the impact of attributes on the accuracy of finesse shots taken by players without the finesse shot or finesse shot plus. A series of changes have been made aimed at reducing tacklebacks, which is when the opposing player wins the ball back after the defender makes a tackle. Yeah, that's really cringe. That's like a huge thing that makes your game complete garbage this year. Dealt with it for like 4 months, which is insane. It's just when they just run into you, basically, right? and get possession of the ball. Defenders with the anticipate playstyle are now more likely to tackle the ball towards a teammate with more space if stopping the ball in place would be disadvantageous. Good. That's very good, actually. Improve the quality of touches defenders can make on tackles. Yes. In some cases, the ball carrier could have unintentionally stumbled forward when being tackled, resulting in incorrectly winning the ball back. Yeah, definitely. That's the same as the other one before. In some cases, the defender could have stumbled when running towards the ball after a successful tackle rather than gaining possession. Yeah, you added that emphasis though. You added that. Okay. So it's like, oh, we're adjusting it now. You added that. That's a new animation you guys added. I have no faith in these guys. I'm sorry. Been too long. In some cases, the defender could have stumbled when running towards. In competitive Ultimate Team and online seasons, rule set matches, AI defenders will mark dribblers less tightly and less be likely to cover shooting lanes near the edge of the box. Triggered runs can once again be requested while controlled sprint dribbling. Slightly increased speed of normal ground passes. Significantly increased effectiveness of semi-assisted through passes. Yeah, your through passes were really bad this year, but this also depends on the play styles and stuff that you have too. Slightly increased accuracy of short ground passes to open players. Moderately reduced accuracy of headed passes in contested situations. Further decreased how often AI players are able to make successful interceptions. Defenders will focus more. The interception should be more rewarded when you actually have the cursor on your head. But if they do it AI wise and it's an obvious one, then yeah, obvious ones for sure, 100%. But non-obvious ones, they're just like, they just come out of nowhere from Narnia. Anyways, defenders will focus more on man marking when defending counterattacks starting from corners. Interesting. The intent of this change is to provide more effectiveness defensive positioning against counterattacks originating from corners. Right mid, left mid players with the winger bounce role can drop deeper when defending. Goalkeepers will now position themselves slightly closer to the near post. The intent of this change is for goalkeepers to be more effective covering near post shots. Address instances of players catching up to the ball carrier despite the ball carrier having much higher pace attributes. Okay, so now they're finally adjusting the pace. In some cases, the ball carrier could have unintentionally stumbled forward after a successful tackle, resulting in them incorrectly winning the ball back. This is like the same thing with like three different things at this point, I think. Goalkeepers can sometimes incorrectly step away from the near post in tight angle shooting situations. False backs could stay central for too long when the team lost possession. They will now immediately look to return to the left back, right back positions. That's actually really good. That's really good. That's actually a really big deal. That'll make tactics more interesting. Because false back in the middle, guys, is actually very helpful if you have players that are competent at both attacking and defending. Right? Like, there was a tactic that I never actually reviewed, but it was a guy that was playing in the Elite Division, and he used the false back because of the way that his tactics were set up with the midfield players and the attackers, where it was actually very beneficial. But the thing is the counterattacks, right? So always that to consider too, right? Low-powered ground passes were sometimes being delivered to farther players than intended. Well, yeah, it's so weird that they put this here when that should be part of the other one, you know, where they increase the accuracy of it. Medium-powered passes sometimes focus too much on the player's aim input instead of the amount of power generated. Address some instances where first-time passes and shots were less responsive than intended when the input was performed late. Reduce the effectiveness of tackles from behind in certain situations. Yeah, that's a really big one. In some cases, simple physical contact could have resulted in the ball carrier losing the ball more easily than intended. When playing against the CPU AI, it was triggering more directed runs than intended. Sometimes a dribbler could have pushed the ball too far away from themselves when turning. I wonder if you guys have I don't think they'll ever do it. You guys need to do this thing where when your player is running and a person pushes the goalkeeper, the extra emphasis of when they, like, the touches that you're taking, like if you take the 5 sprint touches beforehand, your 6th one should not be overemphasized because a person pushes the goalkeeper. It should just be as consistent as the other 5 as it was going, you know, like, but I don't think they changed that. Calling for a teammate to come. Oh, sorry. What else? Or am I? Sometimes the dribbler could not have performed. The ball could have incorrectly passed. Oh, sorry. The ball could have incorrectly run past the ball when performing a flare, jog, nutmeg, or when strafe dribbling. In certain situations, the player switch to the pass receiver did not occur. In some cases, teammates could have accidentally disposed each other. In rush matches, players could have gotten stuck on the goalpost in rare situations. Calling for a teammate to come short did not always function as intended. When requested on the wings. In some cases, defenders were not correctly positioning themselves when attempting to track runs, resulting in slow backwards runs while facing the ball. Address instances of players moving slowly despite inputs requesting them to move quickly or sprint. Improved referee logic when determining foul calls involving skill moves in the box. Address instances of incorrect player placement during rush penalties. Incorrect player switching occurring after a blocked pass, during air balls when secondary contain was used, or during inaccurate lob passes. Players could sometimes take longer than intended to recover after a kick blocked. In some cases, a long recovery animation could have occurred when the ball is passing through a player's legs, preventing them from responding to the situation quickly. When using multi-swap in SBCs, the button call out for navigating to the right did not always function as intended. I mean, yeah, this is the biggest gameplay patch. This is essentially changing the whole game. It's like a release of probably what the game should be like in the beginning. Yeah. That's why it's called gameplay refresh. It's a complete gameplay refresh. Yeah, it makes me not want to play the game until then, to be honest with you. Is it already available? The core gameplay system like passing, shooting, address, and shit like this, capture answer drillers more often, more offensively fluid gameplay. Yeah. It'll be weird to do reviews right now because this is like a really different game. Okay. Well, we'll see, guys, when it comes out. Maybe I just leave this video as is. I don't know if I can actually review the icons yet because this is a really big gameplay like difference. It's weird for them to even release SBCs for players if like you don't even know what the game is going to be like, because this is very different. Like not doing interceptions AI wise, like how can you review Patrick Vieira if, you know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, like the thing about EA's patches is that like it's hard to see them changing a lot, but I mean, we'll see. This is way more stuff in it, but with them, like I have too much experience with this company where I'm not enthusiastic whatsoever. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. So we'll call it there. Thanks for watching the video, guys. There's a lot of like other stuff here too, but we never really talk about them, like career mode, clubs, and all that kind of stuff, because it's kind of like whatever, you know. But yeah, we'll see what the vibes are, man. We'll see what the vibes are. I'll catch you guys for the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.